Hello, everyone. You are watching a part of the Mindfulness podcast series. So, if you're a regular here, welcome back. If you are new, welcome in. My name is Veronica Fleeman, and we discuss lifestyle and mental health here on this podcast. Today, we have a very special guest with us, Miss Lorraine Lightner. Lorraine, thank you so much for coming on the show with us today.
Thank you for allowing me, and hello to everyone.
Today we're going to be talking about bullying. So, what is bullying? What do you do if you suspect that your child is a victim of bullying? What do you do if you're being bullied? And then how do we prevent it from happening? Lorraine, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your experience with bullying in your profession? I know you used to be a teacher, correct?
Yes. Can you ask the questions? Teachers talk too much. So
Oh,
ask me the direct questions so I don't over talk.
oh no, you're good. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with bullying and working in the school system?
Well, bullying started for me at a young age. And finally, my mom was tired of it and she told me, don't let people bully you. And my community also told me, my dad told me, people will bully me, for having long hair or for being smart or the snide remarks because you win the first place in track in elementary school. And it would be, I was confused about it. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. So why are you picking on me? But the older I got, the more tutelage I got from my great grandmother and so many other people about bullying. And it's people who actually have low self esteem, who have nothing else better to do. So they pick on other people because they don't want to look themselves in the mirror and work on themselves. So they'd rather pick on other people. So they're basically haters. And they don't have to be losers, but they're choosing to be losers when they're bullies.
Just to shift your perspective to not internalize the bullying as having anything to do with the person who's being picked on, but to remember it's about the individual who's doing the bullying.
Yes. And as a teacher, in 20 some years of teaching, I've never met any students that really wanted to fight each other. I mean, the toughest young men and the toughest girls that were considered tough in the school. So I had a method to them coming to me. They knew it was a safe place. I'm not going to share it. It was like, wow, they don't even want to fight. It's he said, she said. And oftentimes, the only way an outsider can know your business is through an insider, meaning one of your fake friends is running their mouth about you and they're going back and forth and telling people. And the schools need to do something about it. They focus more on rewarding the bullies because they don't want their numbers to look high for students that are in trouble instead of holding the students accountable. So a lot of students would rather not go to school or they're doing things to themselves. And the cyberbullying is ridiculous. If at first I thought it was like, well, just block the person. Oh no. Even if you block the person, I learned, they have other people going around telling you what the people are still posting about you. So it's the worst form of bullying every 5 minutes. Well, such and such said this. Oh, somebody liked that. And I dealt with bullying as an educator. Like, oh no, I'm not getting bullied. You have the right one to get the job done because I'm going to hold you accountable.
Would you say that that's one of the best ways to stop bullying is by forcing the other person to be held accountable?
Yes, and children have to tell their parents. This is a situation where parents, whomever's raising them, because I always tell students, you never know what caused your parents not to be in your life. Everybody has a background. We don't know. But whomever's raising you, you need to tell them. First, tell the teacher. A lot of teachers will see it in their classrooms and keep teaching. And you tell that teacher doesn't do anything, you go tell the administrator. Administrator doesn't do anything, always tell your parents. Parents have way more control over their children in education than they think they do. See, a lot of educators think because they have a degree that it makes them better. You don't know someone's child more than the parents do. So hold them accountable. I've lost a lot of students to being bullied. And as a teacher, it still hurts to this day because you try your best and you give your best, but other people don't protect them and then they end up dead. That's the hardest part.
I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with too when it comes to bullying. They think, oh, well, if I just ignore it, it'll go away. Or if I say something, it'll make it worse. Like in your experience, what are the consequences of saying something versus ignoring the situation?
Well, my children know. Bully my children and find out how their parents are going to react. We don't have time for nonsense. We will hold you accountable. There's nothing wrong with having an attorney to sue. And some parents of the children are bully too. But they're haters as well, but don't tolerate it. And yes, people will talk about you, but I was raised, they talked about Jesus, so them talking about you doesn't mean anything. But it has to stop. I mean, people bully you for who you date, what you wear. If a rumor that's spread that's not even true, it's ridiculous. And in my classroom, bullying was not an option. We could say things, but if you bully someone or disrespect them, you're going to apologize and you're going to say what you did wrong. So I still get students from 20 some years ago reaching out to me like, thank you for what you did to really care about me. And it's like, my children are like, oh my gosh, Mom, they act like you're a celebrity. I'm like, look, I'm not a celebrity. And they'll be like, thank you for what you did for my child. And it's like, I'm supposed to. I took an oath to become a teacher. When you take that oath, you put your hand up and you have to swear yourself to be sworn in. So I'm not going to allow that. So you have to stand up. And bullying in the workplace, oh, that's ridiculous. You'd be surprised how many teachers get bullied. And other people at work. They know which ones to bully and they know which ones not to. Needless to say, they learned their lesson about bullying me.
I love that. Now, I know you had mentioned before that you were working on a book. What is the name of your book?
Veronica, in front of the world?
Yes.
Dad, it means something very appropriate. It's called Doggy Stylish. The reason it's called Doggy Stylish is because dog is God spelled backwards, and dog is also man's best friend. So if it's something that people think of as gutter, I don't know what they're talking about because that's not what I do. So the truth is the truth. I told them to keep their crumbs.
We will look forward to your book coming out soon. And is there more information on bullying and how to deal with that in the book as well?
Yes, it's going to tell my story of being bullied. One of the examples is I was in a meeting. Now, this principal is a racist. I kid you not. They finally fired her. So I held her accountable. So my attorney was shocked because I kept breaking up fights. Students would come, tons of students. Miss Lightner, somebody's getting jumped. And I mean, these would be the toughest kids, but they would come tell me and I'd break up fights. There would be teachers that would look me in the eye as I'm going through a crowd and keep walking. And these were men. So I kept getting injured from breaking up fights. And that's why I ended up retiring. But they fed me to the wolves and I came back leading the pack. And they lied under oath in court. Like, who lies under oath in court? You had like 3 attorneys. Who raised you?
And I love that you mentioned like the importance of being an advocate.
Yes. You have to tell people, and also you find out who your real friends are. Because if your real friends keep telling you he said, she said, they said, obviously they like to get something out of it, because real friends are not going to sit there and let someone talk about you. I know you personally, Veronica. Nobody can sit there and talk about you in front of me. What did you tell Veronica? Why are you
It's
telling me?
true.
Because I don't have time for it. I don't do he said, she said, they said. But a lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of fake friends. Just like social media, everybody has a beautiful relationship. Everybody's rich, everybody's happy. We know that's not true. So people need to stand up, and people who really care about you are going to protect you. Like, look, that's my friend, so don't say that. And if you have something mean to say, don't tell me. As a union rep for the district, when as an educator, I saw grown men cry because of how the district would bully them. And at first, I thought I was on a segment of Ashton Kutcher, you've been punked. I'm like, oh no, I wish you would bully me like this. There'd be some words said. But they would bully them and threaten them. Oh my gosh. And the harassment that comes with it is so inappropriate. And then it trickles down to the educators, because if they're getting bullied, they don't know what to do in their class. They get in trouble for reporting the bullies. So if they're getting in trouble for reporting the bullies, and it affects whether or not they get to keep their job the following year, they're in a catch 22. They're like, well, how can I win? But I took my oath serious as an educator, and I asked God to place me where he wanted me to be. And that cry where it's so ugly and snot's coming down your face, I was working at a firm making a lot of money where I worked, but I didn't like it. I'm not a desk person. And so I went home and I cried. I said, Lord, wherever you put me, I will go. And every door open for teaching. And if I'm like, Lord, are you sure? And the test, I had to go back to college to get my teacher certification. And then I had to take the test. I have test anxiety, so I always fail. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep taking it. I passed the test. I go to class the next day. I'm yelling and screaming. I'm like, if I pass the test, anybody can. And then a few people didn't. So I felt bad, like, oh, you're going to get there, trust me. But bullying goes on a lot, and people say things to gaslight. Even with so called fake friends, I'm one of those people, you show me who you are, I'm done with you. And if you disrespect my children, no, because I'm not trying to win. If you're doing well, I'm cheering you on. But people will say, oh, I could never wear that. My response is, I'm sure you couldn't. Or if they think you talk very intelligently, well, maybe you should learn how to read. So I I grew up with a lot of guy cousins who were very strict and stern with me. So they made me that person that became strong and didn't put up with anything. But I appreciate it now, and I always joke with one of my cousins. I say, I need a certificate saying I completed your class growing up. So he finally agreed that I was a graduate of his class. But bullying is a major issue. There's a situation where a couple of years back, a little girl went home from school, saw her parents, her mom and her dad, went in her room. She was either 5 or 8, and she committed suicide. Here in Colorado, that story stuck with me forever, because as parents, we don't know everything about our children. And me being a teacher, I needed to be home so I could look them in the eyes to find out how their day really was. Because on the phone, they can say, yeah, my day was great, like I used to, because I didn't want my mom to know. But I can look in the eyes and I can see. And if there's a problem, I know the schools are probably glad my children are done. They're like, because I didn't put up with it. Don't, no, disrespect is not okay. No. So it goes on throughout your life, but people will say things and then they'll get other people not to like you. I've been bullied on social media, but my page was hacked. So the funny part was I didn't even know what was going on. So somebody who I thought was my real friend was running her mouth. She didn't know she was going to see me one day, and somebody showed me what she posted, and
Wow.
tons of people were commenting and everything else. What you see is what you get from me. So keep that same energy. And when I saw her, she didn't act anything like that. But on social media, you're a gangster. Okay. And I could have told all of her business, but I didn't.
It's true. It's when you're the person that's not participating in gossip, when people know that you're someone's true friend, they're not going to talk about them in front of you because they know it's not acceptable.
Exactly. And it's different. You want you, because I could really air your dirty laundry, and your laundry's so horrible that be glad that my parents had me in etiquette school and raised me in the church. Because the old Lorraine in college would have told everything. But the Lorraine that knows the Lord and walks with him, he's one of my best friends. So I'm able to look at things differently. But you're not gonna, I don't do bullying. I don't respect people who bully people. Even in the store, if I see someone bullying somebody, I'll say something because it's not okay. Why are you calling them out of their name?
Yeah.
Who raised you? That's my slogan I've been going by, like, who raised you?
I think that's a powerful statement too, that it's not okay. And the reason people pick on other people, it seems like, is because they feel like they can get away with it. So by you not saying anything, you're saying it's okay, not just for that person to bully you, but to bully the next person that
Yeah,
might not be able to shake it off.
exactly. And you never know what someone's going through. I remember the day my mom died. I don't know how I got to the store, but I went and got Tylenol. I don't even know how fast I was going. I can't even tell you the street I was going down. But I always tell people when people are driving, you never know what they're going through. So be careful about being rude to them because they could have just lost somebody. They could have just lost their job. They may be homeless. They may be an inch away from giving up on life. So if the world would use more empathy, put yourself in somebody else's shoes. How would you feel? And what if it was the person you love the most getting bullied? If you can't care enough about yourself, how would you feel if the person you love the most in your family, your mom, your dad, your grandmother, your children, how would you feel if that was them going through it? You wouldn't be happy about that. So that's where I stand.
And yeah, it's good to have these talks too. I feel like it's so important for people to hear because a lot of that self-talk can be, it's okay. And we're not thinking about ourselves as, oh, what if this was my daughter or my niece or my cousin or my friend? But ultimately, someone's looking at you to see how you respond. And if you say it's not okay for you, it can give them the courage to say that's not okay for them either, that they can be treated better, that they can demand that respect.
I agree. And I want people to see that more. And people will say some of the dumbest things too. Oh, are you DoorDash? I don't have anything wrong with being DoorDash if I was, but why do I have to be DoorDash because I'm Black? Yeah, I go in and I eat up people's food and then I just stay there. So if they ask me a dumb question, I just say it back. But a lot of people will do that mean girl situation. And even as adults, they'll tell other women, and these are so called godly women, a whole group of them at one particular time were telling the ringleader, godly ringleader, anyway, she was telling people to call me or email me and say mean things back because I sent an email to the group. I said, look, I want us to meet because I feel like this has become a mean girl group. and I can't be involved in it. And instead of them trying to resolve it, they start calling. Oh, but when they did, I really told them the truth. Well, focus on your husband who keeps cheating on you. So I don't like that. Bullying it's weak. It's a weak disease. It's a coward disease and it's a weak disease. Because whatever you're missing out on, the truth is we're all going through something. None of us have a perfect life. No one does, including myself. I fall short every day as a mom, as a daughter, as a sister, as a friend, just as a person and a child of God. So who am I to act like I have a perfect life? And if you're winning, I'm cheering you on because I surround myself with people like you that are doing better than me. What can I gain from somebody who's not doing anything with their life? Nothing.
Yeah.
And my friends, we believe in compliments. It's like cheering each other on, like, yes, yes, way to go, way to go. And I don't care what people think. Write it in your journal.
I love that. It's contagious, right? The people that we surround ourselves with are the people that we grow to be like. We rub off on each other.
I know, isn't it crazy? And one thing today, teachers get nervous on the first day. I kid you not, of school. I always used to be nervous on what to wear, what the students would think of me, and everything. And I was nervous today. So as I was praying, I asked your mom to guide me. So thank you.
You look gorgeous, Lorraine.
So do you. Thank you. Beauty attracts beauty.
It's true, right? So even when we're going through a difficult time, when you've taken the time to get to know yourself and have friendships that are genuine friendships, we can build each other up instead
Yeah,
of tearing each other down. Yeah.
exactly. And how many times have I had to apologize to you for things? Several.
Rarely ever.
Okay, but I
I
have had
don't
to
even have any
apologize. You've
recollection of
never,
that.
you've never had to apologize to me. Me, yeah, I've had to apologize to you, and I meant it because when I thought about it, the situation, yes, it was disrespect, but it was disrespectful to you as well.
You're you're perfect. You never needed to apologize to me. I know sometimes you might have felt that way, but I
Oh
think
no,
that's
yes, I
why
did. Yes,
we're
I did.
friends the way that we are, is because we care about the other person and how they feel right now. So you know that like if you're not around and I'm talking about Lorraine, that she is a strong, intelligent Black woman who's compassionate and loves God. You're an advocate for people who can't always advocate for themselves.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
It's true.
Because I have my moments where I break down. There was a situation where someone raped me a couple years ago, and I took my power back a couple weeks ago. I saw them and I confronted them. You would have thought they saw a ghost, and it was in front of everybody. But no, you don't have the right to have my power in life. You didn't make me, so you cannot break me.
I like that. You didn't make me, so you can't break me.
No, they can't. Who raised you? I wasn't raised by wolves.
Yes. Um, and a child of God, right?
Oh, first and foremost, he's my best friend, and the same way I'm talking right now is the same way I talk to him. Sometimes there's some explicits because of how I really feel, but he knows me. He knew I was created from them in heaven before my parents could even create me. So why not go to the person? Why not talk to them? Why not ask questions? His
Yes,
voice
you're
is
not going to
there.
make people feel uncomfortable and think
No.
that it's not going to be addressed.
Oh, it's gonna be addressed.
Right. I know we've talked about different forms of bullying, but just to elaborate with what is bullying, because but a lot of people think, oh, if someone didn't lay a hand on me,
No, that's way
it's
more.
not bullying.
Words are often worse than people touching you. I mean, I wish somebody would hit me. Yeah, that's not happening. But words, people will use words against you. People used to make fun of my forehead. So that's why I wanted to show it today. So all those people with big foreheads, we represent. And,
It's beautiful.
thank you. My DNA, I appreciate it. But bullying comes from people saying things, the looks people give you. You can have on something nice and they'll be the way that they respond when you're walking down the street. They won't move because they think they own the world, so you're supposed to move. People won't say thank you when you hold a door for them. So I'll say, "You're welcome, ma'am. You're welcome, sir." And it just comes in so many ways. Oh, you live there? I'm not going to be explicit on here, but yes, it comes in all forms. It's so many forms that people bully you. But the biggest one I've noticed is social media. A lot of people are addicted to it, and they really care about who likes them. I block people. If you seem sketchy, oh, I'm a widow. Can we be friends? No, I feel like you killed your wife. So, but it just comes in a lot of forms. And even at work, people will tell you, oh, you don't work late? Oh, well, other people work late. Well, tell other people to keep doing their job. But it just comes in so many ways. If you drive a certain vehicle, who do you think you are? If you wear something the way you want to wear your hair the way you want. Who, like, again, I had spoken earlier about who you date. It's not my business who you date or marry. I want people to be happy. That's what life is supposed to be about, us uplifting one another. But bullying comes in all forms, or people getting promoted and then they think that they run everybody. Okay, well, they needed somebody to take that sucker job, so excuse me. So you got promoted. But you just have to you have to stand on what you believe. And writing things on your mirror, my mom used to always write us notes. And growing up, I think it when she was like a million blocks away, so she wouldn't kill me because I really thought she could read my mind. But she'd always write positive things for us. And so I do the same thing. I'm like, oh my God, I became my mom. But those positive words, when you need them most, really help. Put them on your mirror until you know that you can believe in yourself and that you're pretty. God did not make any junk, so none of us are raggedy. It's an option people choose. Put it on your mirror until you believe it. One of my favorite quotes is by Marcus Garvey. If you have no confidence in self, you're twice defeated in the race of life. With confidence, you won even before you have started. Marcus Garvey. But that gets me going all the time.
I love that. Yeah, like the first step being to care less what other people think and raise your confidence in yourself. Because
Yeah,
that's what the bully's looking for, right? Because they're
yeah.
insecure. So
And then
by,
they get other insecure people who don't even know
yes,
you enough to dislike you. And it's like, you really don't know me, so you probably should think about what you're saying because allegedly they still didn't do it. But all of a sudden, these people start thinking that I'm involved in some gang situation. First of all, I didn't grow up like that. People want to come over and do things to you. Oh, okay. So I recorded the person that was being horrible and I put it on social media. But it was like, all I've ever done is be there for you. What would I gain? But don't put me in a situation that you did something wrong in, because your karma is going to come. But don't jeopardize me and my family. And so I call them my former cousins because when I'm done with you, you're a former.
yeah, it's true too. Sometimes we have to cut people out of our life that aren't ready to love
And
us the way we need to be loved, the way we deserve to be loved.
it really hurt because I all I did was love them. So it really hurt that wow, this is the thanks I get. So it opened up anxiety and panic attacks for that situation.
After you separated that person from your life, how did you feel?
Great, because they showed me who they were. And it wasn't just him, it was the rest of the family that was involved too, because you guys didn't do anything to support me. So you just showed me who you were. So great, keep your gifts. I don't need anything because I can't be bought for what? Material things don't make you happy. So it hurt at first. Don't get me wrong. I cried. Oh, I cried profusely. I couldn't even believe it. But once I did and I talked to my dad about it, oh, I'm a daddy's girl forever. So daddy made it okay. And he taught me that therapy's important and to talk about things that you really go through. A daddy's girl for life.
I love that. And you can see it too with your confidence.
Thank you. He was very stern. Let your name be in the streets.
See what happens, right?
I'm 51. He said my name still better not be in the streets. I'm like, and he said he knows I curse behind his back. I'm like, yes, Dad, I do use profanity behind your back, but like I'm gonna be on punishment. I just had to laugh.
You say you respect him enough not to swear in front of him.
Yes,
Respect him, so you're
yes.
not.
There's no conversation for it. Like it's my daddy. No, your first hero. No, but he's very overprotective of his daughters.
Love that. It shows he raised a beautiful, intelligent, strong woman.
Thank you. One thing I forgot to add, and I really appreciate the compliments. You know, my sentiments for you are the exact same. You're beautiful, strong, and intelligent. Um, I dummied down myself in high school because I got tired of being so smart. So I started letting my grades go down. And that's also something for parents to pay attention to. If students start letting their grades go down or situations that they may not talk to you about, there are telltale signs to notice. If they say they're sick a lot and they don't want to go to school, but they're not really sick, something's going on. But you hold that administrator accountable and always call the superintendent. When you call the superintendent, that is like tag you're it because the principal knows they better fix whatever's going on. But just pay attention to the signs if your child starts acting different, becoming snappy with you because they take out on other people. The people they really love is who they take it out on. So those are telltale signs. So just making sure and talking to your children and telling your children the truth. Everything I've talked to you about, my children know about. What you see is what you get. If I'm going to be a guinea pig as a teacher, my students know this. They'll all tell you this is how I feel. And my children know. So you have to be honest about it. But if you notice changes in just their attitude and everything, or they stop talking, or just their circle of friends, you really need to know who your children's friends are too. Some of these children really are raised by wolves. They get to stay out in the streets and everything else. And they're going through things, but nobody's ever showed them love. So all they can do is duplicate what they've seen. And for those students, I feel sorry for them with bullying. So, I mean, trust me, they still didn't get away with it, but I understood where it was coming from. Because there are grown parents that'll go fight somebody. How old are you? You're going to fight a middle schooler? Wow. I guess that makes you a legend, huh? You might as well get in the boxing ring with Tyson.
It's the modeling, that's what they see, and so they don't know another way to respond. This is how I deal with anxiety. I take it out on someone.
Yes, and bullies come from all colors. People tend to think that just because you're one color, that bullies only bully you because of your color. My grandmother, who's still alive, bless her heart, and on her deathbed is white and Hispanic, no black in her. So when people see me, they don't even have a clue that my mom's mom is white and Hispanic. And then you trickle down to me, and I'm black. So I'm proud of it. But my mom said we were mixed with Heinz 57. She said we were a mixture of everything. But it comes in all shapes and forms. But the biggest thing is just to hold people accountable, and you have to have someone to talk to. We're all going through something in this world, and it's okay not to be okay. And when you're not okay, you have to lean on people. I've leaned on you before, and it really made a difference with me, and I appreciate that.
Same. It's priceless, right?
Yes.
Communication and community,
Yeah.
knowing who you can talk to when you're going through something, and you're never the only person going through something.
Exactly. And even the situation, you're never the only person that went through that situation. I'm not the only person that's ever been raped. I'm not the only person that's been treated badly at work where they did me so horribly that they sued themselves and lost. I'm not the only person that's been bullied for being smart or having long hair. I chose to cut my hair, but it grows. I just didn't want it. After my mom died, I wanted it short. But I'm not going to be, no. Everybody, there's someone that matches anything you've been bullied about. And even in relationships, people stay in relationships for money when people bully them. I'm like, that's even worse. Because if some man or some woman's calling you out of your names, telling you never be anything, but they're giving you money, that's not love. But that's bullying comes in all forms. And I told you, you're the first wedding I've ever been in that the people actually were in love with each other. The rest of them, so I wish I could sue to get the money back I paid for. So. I have to be honest. I can't be fake. It's the truth.
It's important. I feel like that's the quality too that helps us gain confidence within ourselves, right? We keep the promises that we make to ourselves and we're honest with ourselves, right?
Exactly. If you can't be honest with yourself, how can you be honest with anyone else? And if you don't love yourself, you can't accept love from other people. You're going to think that they always have a hidden agenda. But when you know your worth, you better add interest on it if you want to talk to me. And it's not about money, it's about how you treat me. But people need to learn respect. You have to respect yourself. And if you're in a situation or with so-called friends where they're treating you badly, those are not friends or reminding you of something traumatic. When they get, if you get mad, like what purpose does that serve? That's showing that they're haters. So, flaws and all, I'm still Lorraine Lightner.
Beautiful. And I love your short hair, by the way. It's
Thank you.
gorgeous. It suits you well.
Thank you. Thank you. And what made you select me to interview?
Oh, for the podcast, you're such a genuine personality, and you have a heart for people. And I know that you're a strong personality too. I think people need to see that, right? That it's okay to stand up for yourself and to see that in a woman that they look at and that person looks like them or they remind themselves of, like someone's watching this podcast or listening to the podcast and they're like, oh man, that sounds like me so many years ago, or that happened to me. I couldn't imagine someone standing up to another person who had hurt them that way.
Thank you, Veronica. Thank you.
It's powerful, right? We lead by example. So, like, if someone's listening to this,
I
and
want
someone's bullying you, don't let it be okay. For
ever. If they say it's an accident, oh, I'm just joking. No, they were saying some truth to it because there's jokes like, oh, there's certain jokes you can say, but if you're saying things that are hurtful, they try to make it a joke, but it's really a form of bullying.
yeah. Wow. Thank you so much, Lorraine, for coming on today and for sharing your wisdom with us and for everything that you're doing. I can't wait to buy the first copy of your book,
Dad,
Doggy Styles.
oh my gosh, Daddy, you heard what it is. That's what it means, Daddy. You know it's not anything bad, but I had to say it like I felt it.
That's the way to live, right?
Yes, I didn't know I was going to be asked on this podcast. And my dad's going to end up seeing. Okay, Lori, what's going on? Nothing, Dad. But hey,
No, you said yes, you know what it stands for, and you're being genuine and unapologetic
oh, that's
about
me.
it.
Yes,
100%.
but you
Thank
got me on
you.
that one. You really did. I was like, she's really asking me this question. She's really asking me this question.
Well, people have to know the name of the book so they can go out and get it. And we know what it means. And you shared it with us, with everyone too.
Yes, but that man, but I'm so glad because now he understands it. But that conversation is going to be hilarious because he's going to ask, but now he knows. And I'm so glad that I was able to explain it in a way that other people didn't get a hold of it and become messy with it. Because had it came to him in a wrong way, it would have been a problem for the person who said something about it. Because he knows his daughter's not about that life. I don't need someone to buy me a bag. No.
It's
So
true, your reputation will follow you, right?
yeah, it does.
So if you're kind and leading with love, that follows you too.
I had a student find me a couple of weeks ago, maybe over a month ago, and she posted on her TikTok. Look, I don't know how to work TikTok, snapbacks, chat. I'm horrible with that. But she posted a video and she sent it to me. And she's like, I finally found my middle school teacher. I'm going to reach out to her. And she's 25. So she sent me the video and I was like, what did you think I was going to do? I was so happy. But to have met her, her husband, and her children, it was so great. But she was nervous. And it was like, what you think I was going to do? I was happy. But she was so nervous. She's like, oh my God, I'm about to call her. I was like, oh my Lord.
Yeah,
Hey,
you never know who's watching, right? But you're walking in your purpose and blessing other people.
yes. And I thank your mom because she's with me right now. Like, because I was nervous. I'm like, I don't know what to wear. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. So thank you.
My pleasure. You look beautiful.
So do
Thank
you.
you again. Thank
And
you.
and thank you for the room that is so warming, the hearts, the love, just everything symbolizes peace. I get zen from looking at it as I'm talking to you.
I hope so. That's the intention with our community. Like I look at the comments and the people that subscribe to my channels and we love each other.
Well, how do
You
people
can
subscribe
feel
to your
it.
channel?
Huh?
How do people subscribe to your channel? Like people like me who don't know about technology. How do we subscribe?
I will put some links below. I will put all of my channels below so you can check them out and subscribe. But I am on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, YouTube, and then I'll have to put your information below as well. So keep an
Well,
eye
you're
out for
doing
your book.
amazing. You're going to blow up so many platforms in a positive light. You're going to show people that they can keep going. So thank you for being brave enough to do what you do. You got to
My
pat yourself
pleasure.
on the back for that. You really do. You got to pat yourself
Oh,
on the back for that.
I'm so honored. Having good friends helps, right? Having strong female positive influences.
Oh,
It's
yeah. Because we tell each other the
priceless.
truth. It's not like we're just like, oh, you just look marvelous. No, we tell each other the truth.
Yes. It's
That's
like
what I love about it. So we
face
can
to
laugh
face
at
and
it.
behind closed doors.
Yes.
You
And laugh,
know
we
I'm
laugh
loving
about
you
the
with my
things.
words.
Yes.
Those are the kinds of friends we want people to have. Yeah.
Yes. I can't wait for a girls trip.
Same. I know we gotta go to Bali or Dubai or Hawaii somewhere.
Wherever you choose, let's go.
Okay, I'm ready. Hopefully, we can do a retreat soon, and yeah,
Oh my God, that'd be a
a
great
lot of you
idea.
guys there too.
When are you going to start your retreats?
I've been working with a couple of coaches on planning retreat planning, so I'm gonna have to keep you
Well,
posted
whatever I can
and the
do for
viewers
free,
posted.
whatever I can do for free, I'm in. I'm in.
We
Oh
would
my God. Oh my gosh.
It would be awesome. You could be a guest speaker if you'd like. We would love that.
Thank you. And I
I'm so glad. Thanks again, Lorraine, for coming, and thank you guys for watching.
thank you and have a
We will
great day.
see you.
Okay.
My pleasure. Thanks. God bless you. We'll see you in the next video. And Lorraine, hopefully we will have you back on again soon.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.